Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us live today. This session is especially important because we are speaking directly to a community that Florence understands deeply, the East African community, especially those living in Canada and living abroad. People who extremely work hard, support their family back home, and still struggle to navigate the financial systems that feel so complex and unfamiliar, or even intimidating. Many East Africans grew up hearing negative opinions about insurance. Some believe investing is risky. Some don't trust the financial institutions. Some even avoid retirement planning altogether because we will deal with it later. But Florence has stepped into this space with clarity, education, and cultural understanding. And today, she is revealing something powerful for the community that she understands so well. My name is Ajiri Alibo. I'm a business coach and the founder of the BOS system. Let's welcome the woman of the moment, Florence. Yeah. So Florence
Hi.
is a licensed insurance advisor. She's my special guest today because this is an exclusive interview, you know, and she's a wealth mentor with a mission to help East Africans shift their mindset, rewire their old belief, and also make smarter financial decisions for themselves and their families. Florence, welcome to the Entrepreneur Series. How are you feeling today, Florence?
Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for hosting me today. I'm very humbled. Thank you so much for creating this session, especially for me and my beautiful East African community.
Wow.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited to be here. Yeah.
Honestly, Florence, your journey from East Africa to Canada shaped your mission. But what inspired your decision to become a financial advisor?
Okay, so when I came to Canada, I had all these very big dreams, right? But when I got here, I realized something very powerful.
Mm,
Many of us work extremely hard,
mm,
but sadly, we were never taught how money works here, how to really build, wealth. Because when you're back in Africa, everything seems so beautiful until you land here.
mm,
So the system is not as easy as we all thought it is. You really need someone to guide you on how to navigate everything. I
mhm,
saw how families were doing their very best, but they were still anxious. I saw my colleagues working so hard, get all this money, but they were still confused and unprotected in case life happens, right?
wow.
So I became a financial advisor mainly because I wanted to turn that confusion into clarity. I
Mhm,
want to really see that that fear we have is turned into confidence.
mm.
So people like me really need to be guided. Yeah.
But why East African specifically?
First of all, I'm Ugandan. I'm from East Africa, so I
Yeah.
completely understand our culture. I understand the sacrifices we always make all the time. I understand our responsibilities.
Mm,
Um, Mainly when you come here, many people tend to think you've come to really make a lot of money and it's going to really, let me say, pile up in a very short period of time, go back home and you're rich, you're wealthy and everything. But then we get to support family back home. And many of us are raising children here. And all that really requires money. Okay.
mm,
So people like me who are trying to succeed in this system that wasn't explained to us, many times we get confused. So I realized that I need to really come and explain all this to my people. So to me, representation really matters, trust really matters, and also trying to break down everything into a language, my
mm.
people completely understand. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. But what's that thing you noticed about your community's financial beliefs, right? Or their beliefs about finance that when you arrived in Canada, starting from your own belief.
First of all, I will start with the terminologies really created fear. The
Mm,
financial terminologies created too much fear. And many people also struggle with, can I say, confidence within themselves to come out and ask all these questions because they fear that they will be termed as, let me say, not smart enough to understand what is basic.
mm,
So, most of us really have fear. People fear insurance in particular because they think it is a scam. People fear investing because they see it as gambling, and mainly because they do not understand the system. People fear asking questions, and people don't really want to also expand their mindset to really embrace the different ways, because many of us were taught how to save money and for the best without really understanding that saving money won't build you wealth. No, so there are all those beliefs that I have to keep on, reminding my people, we have to do better, we have to do better. So I knew someone had to come out and really break down everything for us, and I self-appointed myself.
but
Someone
but
very,
I
very,
I love that, right? But I have a question. But why do
yeah.
you think your community has these negative beliefs about insurance, about all of these things that you talk about?
Okay, I think it goes back to the systems that we grew up in. Um, we did not have proper education on everything. Financial literacy is not something that we get to learn in school, for example. And also coming back to life insurance, for example, the systems there failed. I can say, I don't know, many people tend to believe it's a scam, but mainly because no one ever sat them down and explained to them how these things work. We have seen banks collapsing back home, so, and all that builds, like breaks our trust in all these financial systems. So when we are growing up, we always get to listen to our parents or our elders. Now they pass on this fear to us as wisdom, you know don't do this, do this. But then unfortunately most of those beliefs now hold us back. We are in a totally different era, we're in a totally different financial system. Yeah.
So that's quite interesting because when people come here, the first natural thing they do is send money back home. Some people even think investment is gambling because they mistake it for day trading and all of these things. But what are the most common misunderstanding most East Africans have, and why is financial education really, really important?
Okay, I'll start with life insurance, for example. People believe it's a scam, but mainly because they believe it's for the rich, first of all. And also, they believe you only need to get life insurance when you're about to die. But I keep telling them life insurance is a wealth building tool if you really use it to the maximum. A well structured insurance plan can really build you wealth, actually, generational wealth. If you have policies like insurance on you and your family, you get to really save a lot, in case life happens, first of all. Because at the end of the day, you can fall sick. Who is going to get into that bill? You. Okay. Then the other myth that people do have is that investing is gambling, you know, and that is why many of them are very quick to run into all this day trading. There's so many different pyramid schemes at the end of the day because they really want to make quick money because they know that is what investing is all about. And then also people tend to believe that retirement planning is only for the rich or people who are really getting old. But I believe a smart person should start thinking about their old age as soon as, let me say, you turn 20. I really love, what my dad always tells me. You're in that age where you're supposed to be planning for your 50s. Make sure you are safe by the time you're 50 years. So now people tend to believe that um, everything actually concerning money is only for the wealthy. But the truth is protection, planning, disciplined investment. All these things are tools. And if at all you understand them so well, you will build wealth. And many people I know came here to really accumulate wealth, but they still don't want to understand that you're supposed to build wealth the correct way. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. I know a couple of months back you joined our coaching program, and what was that thing that really attracted you to join and to adopt the BOS program that we offer?
Okay. Thank you for that question. I'll be sincere with you. I knew I had the knowledge that I really wanted to pass on to my community, but I needed structure. I needed clarity. I needed confidence in my message. I needed someone to guide me. Um, you know, BOS has really helped to shape my vision. Now I step fully into, can I say, my leadership role where I really self appointed myself with too much confidence. And ever since I joined, truthfully speaking, I've become more visible. I've become more intentional and I've become more confident, with serving my community.
Mm.
Um, because you guided me into stepping into like down to the very last person to my community, understand what they're looking for, and then I base my messaging on that.
Mm.
And ever since I started working with you, I stopped shrinking myself and I started showing up with purpose, like boldly. Yeah.
That's quite interesting. But how did you overcome the community judgment? There's this fear of judgment, and when you're becoming visible, you're showing up more online. There's this fear people have, what will people say about me? How did you overcome all of that?
To be sincere, I really feared judgment. I feared being misunderstood. And people have this thing of whoever talks to them something that is very, can I say, informational, they'll label you a motivational speaker. I didn't want to be labeled one. So now the way I overcame it is by realizing that my responsibility was way bigger than the fear
Mm.
that I had in me. I realized that if I use my voice well, I could help many people out there. I could help a family to make a very better decision. So when
Mhm.
I realized that, I understood that silence was not going to be an option anymore. And I had to really put fear on the side. And I started
Mm.
showing up. And it wasn't easy, but because the captain reminding me what I'm really doing, over time I gained that confidence.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting, because gaining confidence, it requires you doing those things that you don't feel like doing,
Yes.
but what were those gaps you saw in the East African community, and um, that you saw that you felt that you could close, right, as an insurance advisor?
Okay. So trust. I'll start with trust. People really want to work with people they trust.
Mm.
People who really speaks their language. A few hours back, I was meeting with a client who was telling me, when I saw you online, I was like, I think she can really speak my language. She can really break it down to me in Luganda. So when people really get to trust you, I think it is very easy to close that gap.
Mm.
People
Mm.
need to have like a very safe and I'll call it a judgment free financial education space,
Mm.
you know. And one thing I've come to realize that the more you show up, trust gets to build. If you show up with integrity and you're
Mm.
always passing on like educational stuff, people will get to trust you. So once you build trust, everything else is very easy to close. Yeah.
That's quite interesting. You're planning an event coming up in a couple of days, and you're excited about this event because I know there's going to be a lot of transformation. But what inspired you to create this event, and what's this event about? Because there are people listening to us today who might be interested in learning more about this event. Tell me more about this event. Let people hear about this.
Okay. So, first of all, I'm calling out all my East African people out there to join in, because what really got me to organize this event is many people kept on telling me, "Oh, Florence, I wish someone explained to me what you're explaining to me a little earlier. I wish I knew what I knew a little earlier." But because I know I'm not going to go to talk to everyone like at the same time, why not bring everyone together? I get to pass on information to all of you. Okay. So many people really don't know most of these things. And for example, when I get to meet with someone, I'm talking about insurance, they'll throw in the aspect of investing, they'll ask you about credit cards, they'll ask you about budgeting. So why not come up with just one space where we get to talk about everything, so that we get to step into 2026 with a complete financial roadmap.
Mm.
So I organized this event for all my hardworking East Africans who really want to see their money work. You really want clarity. You really want peace of mind. You really want to know that to end the year, let me say, knowing that you achieved all your financial goals. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is for people who want to achieve a greater financial goal in 2026, right? Because 2025 is rounding up, but what mindset shift will attendees get when they attend this event? Because you're not selling anything, you're just giving value, right? So why should someone who fears finance, especially those in East Africa, why should they attend this event?
Okay, first of all, I my event is called I called it the end of year money makeover challenge. We are making over everything. Okay. So the reason that's why we are making over everything is once again because we are all targeting to have like financial clarity. So I'm expecting that once you join, you are going to have all your fears that you had before turned into understanding. Like you're going to understand everything because I'm going to explain what you were avoiding. You're really going to take your very first step into action. If it was budgeting, because many people tend to think like budgeting is really putting a limit on you, okay? But you're going to understand where you need to budget. Because, for example, if you do not, let me say, guide where your money should go, your money will just go wherever it wants to go. People are going to understand that we need to shift from survival to strategy. I always tell them we didn't come all the way, we didn't cross borders, oceans, okay, to live in survival mode. So we all need strategy. So you will have fear turned into understanding, you will have survival turned into strategy, and avoidance will result into you taking the very first action. Yeah.
That's quite interesting, Florence. There's a Ugandan there, there's a Kenyan, there's a Tanzanian, there's a Burundi. Is it from Burundi? Burundi, right?
Yes. Yeah.
An Ethiopian and Rwandan listening to us out there today, right now. What do you want them to know about their financial future? 2026 is starting in a couple of weeks. A lot of people have made a lot of financial mistakes this year. What message do you have for that East African today listening to us?
Okay, first of all, this event that I'm organizing is going to be a learning space. Okay, so when you come into this learning space, I really want you to understand that your future deserves intention. You don't need to know everything today. Okay, that's why I've organized this event. But if you know where to start from, you'll have a better platform for you to start asking better questions. So this event is going to be like your very first step towards clarity. It's going to be a very first step towards financial confidence, financial freedom. So if you're out there and you want to step into 2026 with clarity, confidence, please join.
So, but how do people register for this event?
Okay, so the links are actually on my socials in my bio, Instagram and my TikTok, Florence Nasubuga. That is the name I use everywhere, including my Facebook. That is where the registration link is. But in case you really find me and you can't find the link, be kind enough to send me a DM. I'll be glad to send you all the details in your message box. Yes.
That's quite interesting. So I've posted the link out there for anyone who wants to follow Florence on Instagram. She's very active on TikTok. She's also on Facebook. You want to register for this event. It's a free event. Like there's no knowledge that is lost. You don't even have to be East African to attend this event. If you really, really, really want to get yourself ready for 2026, just attend this event. It's a complete makeover for your finance. At least you're going to learn how to budget properly, how to ensure that at least you put your money in the right investments, right? But Florence, there's someone listening today, who is afraid to start because even attending that event there's a fear factor that, oh, another event. But what message do you have for that person who is afraid to start today?
Okay, Ajiri, allow me to also say this before I respond to your question. My event, I really want to make it so intimate. By intimate, I mean it's going to be for a very small population, kind of like I'm only targeting a specific number of people. And the reason that's why I did it that way, it is because I don't want people to have fear anymore. I want you to feel free. I want you to ask me questions like personalized to you. Each and every person that is going to join this event is going to receive a workbook where you are going to design your own financial roadmap with my help. So if at all you're scared, if at all you have all this fear in you saying, or another event, or another person talking about finances, oh no, trust me, this you have complete authority over whatever you're going to have on your workbook or whatever we're going to discuss. The most important thing is you being open-minded.
Hmm.
Once you really want to have a better, let me say, financial future, this is the time for you to step in something where you are going to have very, can I say, like support, like one-on-one support for you to ensure that you have everything going for yourself. So put fear aside. Please be curious. Join in, be curious, join. I'll be glad to really guide you. Yeah.
I really wish, when I came into Canada, I had that early support, someone to hold my hands and show me how the financial systems work here. It's quite different from where most of us are coming from. And this is why Florence is organizing this event to ensure that you have an eye opening, right, that can start a journey to grow your wealth. Most East African, Florence, even West Africans, they want to go back home and retire. Sometimes that's what they say. And most immigrants, they say they don't want to retire yet. But what do you have to say about that?
Can I confess? I also
Yes.
want to retire home.
Okay.
But does it mean that I should only think about home? No. I am in Canada. This is where my life is. So I have to first make sure that I'm fully grounded where I am for me to be able to extend my roots to beyond where I am today. So I've seen people really have all those investments going. I have clients, Ajiri, who send money back home to be deposited on their bank accounts that they left back home. And I'm like, in case an emergency happens, that's like thousand kilometers away. So you really have to understand that where you are is where you should first build yourself. Make sure
Mhm.
that you are very fully grounded, and then you can extend to back home. Because at the end of the day, home will always be home. Yeah.
That's quite interesting. Thank you, Florence. Any last words for someone listening today who might have forgotten how to connect with you about your event? Any last words to them?
Okay, first of all, I just wanted to call on everyone. You actually don't have to be East African specifically, but I really so much relate with my fellow immigrants. So if at all you can really join, I'll be very glad to guide you through your financial journey. Today, I woke up telling myself 2026 has to be better than 2025. So when you sit down and review your financial goals that you set for 2025, if you feel, let me say, you are still looking for where your money went, trust me, this is your place to be. If you're looking for a cheerleader, if you're looking for an accountability partner, if you're looking for a safe space, I am right here. So run to my socials. Um, get into my bio or the registration links are right there. Please register. In case you need any more clarifications, please, you can send me a message. Once again, the event that I'm organizing is going to be a 3-day event where we only just get to meet for 1 hour, just 1 hour, because finance is really very wide. So we'll be getting to like tackle one topic a day, like the basics or the most important ones, so that we don't get overwhelmed. Because again, me coming in and tell you everything about finance in 1 hour is really going to overwhelm you. But having someone walk you through everything step by step, I believe is really going to be very transformational.
And you have a WhatsApp community where
Ah,
you support
yes,
people
we
also. So,
do.
yes. So, yeah, because I've been a part of that community and I see how you engage and help people. Like Florence is one of those people that I see that is trying to help people in many ways to really understand the nitty gritty of finance. You want to connect with her, I tell you the truth. And to everyone watching our powerful meeting today, our community is powerful, but we must break the old beliefs. And this event is for you. If you fear insurance, if you don't understand investing, if you want to delay your retirement, if you really rely so much on sending money back home, if you want to secure your future also, Florence is creating the safe space for people, attendees who would attend this event. So you need to register to show up. Take the next step. My name is Ajiri Alibo. I want to see you at Florence's event because I'll be there also. And I'll see you at the top. Connect with Florence on all her socials. And I tell you the truth, your life will never be the same after that event. Stay
Amazing.
tuned, and I would see you on Tuesday. I'm having a special guest on Tuesday. We will talk about entrepreneurship and her journey so far in the entrepreneurial space. Please don't miss my interview with Kizzy Bowen on Tuesday at 11 a.m. MST. Please don't miss that interview. You're going to gain a lot from that interview. See you next time. And thank you, Florence, for joining us on this exclusive interview today. I truly, truly appreciate your presence.
Thank you for hosting me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Right.